viewers, and welcome to another episode of the Top Notch Coaching Network. My name once again is Confidence in Me, and I am your host as usual. It's always a privilege and a delight to constantly be here on this channel because I am certain that we have been touching lives over time. Today, we want to continue with our teaching series on the irrevocable laws of wealth creation. And as you are well aware by now, that there are many components that makes up the wealth creation equation, or should I say success equation. And it's important for you to know that if just one of these components is missing in your life, in the process of your creating wealth, it could seriously hamper your chances of creating wealth. Last week, in our last episode, we talked about the law of growth, and we agreed that growth is an important part of the wealth creation process. We also agreed that creating wealth takes time. So that means whatever you have started, we need time and patience for you to grow it. Now, we want to build on our last teaching series, which was on the law of growth, because as you grow your business, there are other laws that are necessary. And this law, from the depths of my heart, I say this, that it is very, very important. For truth, all the components that makes up success or wealth creation equation are actually very, very vital, and this one is no exemption. Today we want to look at an important law. I know I am speaking to a global community, and in this series, in this particular episode, I want to take a minute or two to address believers, because I have noticed, even from my own personal experience, that believers tend to seem to use prayer and fasting to solve all their problems, to solve all their challenges. But I have come to realize from my experience and my studies that there are certain things you don't need to pray for, that simply applying certain laws that has been in existence for long, which even unbelievers are applying and are getting results, that we can just simply apply these principles, that some of these things we try to solve with prayer or with fasting or with both can actually be solved without that process. So today we want to look at this law that a lot of people have not actually thought of as being important. A lot of people have neglected this law. A lot of people do their business without factoring in this particular law or this particular principle. And what are we talking about today? We are talking about the irrevocable law of excellence. Yes, the law of excellence. Yes, this law is very, very vital. There are many definitions to excellence. Somebody said that excellence is being thorough, the act of being thorough. Ibuku Awosika, in one of our teachings, Excellent Spirit said that excellence is giving the best of yourself to the work at hand. In Mike Murdoch's book, Wisdom 101, 1001 Wisdom of Mike Murdoch, he said that excellence is paying attention to a given task. Paying attention to details. That was how he said. He said excellence means paying attention to details. Somebody, an anonymous person, said that excellence is doing ordinary things in extraordinary ways. If you read the Oxford Dictionary, it says that excellence is surpassing normal or ordinary standards. From all these definitions, it's apparent that excellence has to do with giving your best at the thing you are doing, irrespective of your field. The act of giving in your very best, and that you will know that yes, I am putting my very best. Sometimes excellence is also synonymous with competence and the word diligence. And that's why you hear something like, seest thou a man that is competent or excellent or diligent in his work? He will sit before kings, he will not sit before mean men. In our last teaching series, I talked about in our two previous episodes or so, I talked about being productive, about having your own product or services, and then I also talked about growing the business or idea that you have decided to offer. But here is the catch: that no matter the kind of service or the kind of product that you are offering, I want to say this, that if you do not put in some measure of excellence into that service or into that product, I guarantee you that you will hardly be able to create wealth, because I have never seen that age or that time where wealth is built with mediocrity. You cannot build wealth with just being there. Mediocres don't build wealth. Mediocres just survive. So if you know you don't want to be among just the survivors, if you truly want to create wealth, then you must pay attention to this law of excellence in everything that you do. Take for instance a furniture maker who makes furniture, and the leg is wobbling. One of the legs, the chair is wobbling. Imagine somebody that makes furniture and the chair is wobbling. What kind of clients do you think you will attract with chairs that are wobbling? One of the legs is not balanced. You cannot attract good customers like that, because you are not excellent. What about a cook who cannot cook meals? I used to eat somewhere where the woman's food is always filled with sand, and a lot of people in that line stopped eating her food, and she's still selling, but she is not making the kind of profit that she's supposed to make because of the lack of excellence. What about, I have also seen or read on some browsers online, I have seen bloggers or vloggers or whatever who put up articles online for public consumption, and I can't believe the level of mediocrity in such articles. The grammars and the structure, the tenses, the grammatical structure or the whatever are completely wrong, and sometimes you can't even make head or tail of what they are trying to say. And even people say it in the comment section that please go back to school or give somebody your work to edit. If you write such articles like that, you can't actually make money from that. You can't create wealth, because wealth is never created with mediocrity. Because if you continue in that way, people sooner very soon will stop reading your articles. What about somebody in an office or so who is asked to do a job that is outside his or her job description, and the person begins to wear a long face, the person complains or the person grumbles for that extra job or for the job outside his or her job description? My dear, you are not excellent, because excellence is not just about your skill, it's about the attitude. Because somebody said something, he said that excellence is not just the kind of job you do, but it is how you do the job that you do. I want to say this from the depth of my heart, that you need to truly apply excellence to the things that you do. When I first published my first book that I talked about in one of the teaching episodes, I said I could barely sell 300 copies of it out of 1,000 copies, because there was no excellence. But in the subsequent edition, I went back and I did a better job, and I sold the 2,500 copies I published in 1 month, because now I had done an excellent job. I published 6,000 again, and I still sold it in the subsequent year. Excellence will defy race. Excellence will defy age. Excellence will defy religion. Excellence will defy ethnicity. Excellence will defy sex. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter your tribe. It doesn't matter your height. It doesn't matter your size. Seest thou a man that is excellent that is diligent, that is competent in the work that he or she does, I guarantee you that man will stand before kings and not before men. John Gardner said something. He said that excellence is not attained by accident. Rather, it is a result of high intentions and sincere efforts and skillful execution of an assigned duty. If you read the books of people like John Maxwell and others, you will see the level of excellence packaged into their work. That's why their books sell in millions. Before I round up this teaching series, this episode tonight, I want you to know that excellence is not a gift. Excellence is not for a select few. You can be excellent. It does not matter the job you do. You just do that job competently and with excellence and with an excellent attitude, not just with the skill, but with the attitude that goes with the skill. And I want to also say this before I round up, that the world is looking for excellent people, so you must demand excellence of yourself. You can't be a mediocre and still want to create wealth. What's that his name again? Martin Luther King Jr. said something. He said, if a man is assigned to be a street sweeper, he should sweep the street as Michelangelo painted, or as Beethoven composed music, or he should sweep the streets even as Shakespeare composed poetry. He should sweep the streets such that even the hosts of heaven and earth will pause and say, here lived a man who swept the here lived a street sweeper who swept the streets, who did his job very, very well. Can that be said of you as well? That here lived a man, here lived a typist, here lived a secretary, here lived a teacher, here lived a furniture maker, here lived a preacher, here lived an imam, here lived whatever you are, who did his job very, very well. Remember, excellence can be attained. It just takes a little practice and a little time. Till I come your way again next time. Thank you and God bless you.